Hey, everybody. It says we're live.
Hello.
Are we live? Let me know if we're
I see
live.
comments.
Yes, but they were talking before we went live. So they tell me I'm live. And I'll also check my phone. Because we never know when we're live.
MJ decided to be really clingy right before we started.
I saw she like jumped up. She was like, hello. Yes, that's my attention. Oh, well, my YouTube app says we're live. Aha, Stieg and Haley says we're live. All right. So we'll give it a little bit for, people to trickle in, everyone to see the notification. So speaking of, my oldest, Michael, he was all like, Mom, I got a call from you. And I'm like, what? When? And he's like, just now? And I'm like, what do you mean? My phone is right here, child. No one is calling you. And he's like, that you're going to be on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, you set a reminder about
The
my life.
notification.
Okay. Like, child, you should only have one person in your phone named Mother, and mine was not calling yours. So, hey, everybody. I see Matt asking what people are working on. So, we'll get to those in a moment.
Banging my head against the desk. Brain dump.
So everybody knows my sleep schedule got a little warped again because of rain and migraines. So Chris said a little. I didn't sleep for 12 hours. I slept from 7 in the morning until like 12:30. Oh, no, Saturday, I just didn't get out of bed. I was awake, but you were sleeping, so I just laid there like I do sometimes. But yeah, so my sleep schedule's a little messed up again. But it's fine. It's fine. But if I seem a little out of it, that's why. We're forecasted to have storms on and off all week. Oh, Candy, be safe. Drive safely. Hopefully you will be safe and sound home. Before or during or when the first sprint finishes. If I like mess with my laptop and it becomes at a weird angle or anything, it's because the last time I was on stream, for some reason my laptop started to get hot. So now I have it on the like desk board, but the desk board is currently like got it at a slightly up angle, which is fine when I'm in bed. But like when I'm at the table, I'm like, this is not the most advantageous for my hands. All right. So it's been a few minutes. We got some people, guest stars, co-hosts, whatever you are. Introduce yourselves to your intros.
Yeah, you can go.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm Carey. I am a urban fantasy writer. I've been working on a series for several years now. I also have a blog and YouTube that I do the occasional blog and live stream on, but I have an almost 18-month-old, so juggling all that is fun.
I'm Jesse. I'm a fantasy writer. I am working on editing my first draft right now. I am also known as Queef to some people in Cyborg Central. And yeah, I have dogs that might make appearances too, because one of them is really needy right now.
And in case you don't know, this is my channel, and I am Writing Mom Samantha L. Nasset. I post videos on writing, parenting, and writer parenting on Wednesdays, and I host these live streams on Mondays, which at the moment are mostly going to be write-ins because those are just easier for me to organize right now, but we will eventually return to Let's Talks because I have a few topics that I'm excited to gush about and have guests talk about with me. So, yeah. Everybody, did you two say what you were working on today?
Yeah, I said I was going to edit on my draft.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I was mildly distracted because in Cyborg Central, my husband mislabeled my cat as a prince, and he is an emperor. He is the emperor. He is the emperor of the house.
God King Eros.
Eros is his own thing outside the court anyway. So I will either be critiquing or working on my whip. Yes, because I have some ideas on how to do the romance plot. So I may edit those in. As we can see, the brain fog is doing a great number on me already.
I'm going to be banging my head against the desk. I mean, working on book 3 of the series. I've actually been trying to nail down since before I got married. So
just don't do it loudly, or if it's loudly, do it in beat so that we can. All right, CB's working on a video script. Stieg is working on Matt's dad, apparently. I think that's what that was in reference to. Once again, oh wait, we already... Editing during sprints, sewing during breaks. Ah, yeah, I love a multitask. Revisions, taking notes, and maybe some drafting of a side project. Cool, cool. Emails, then a video script. I know your favorite task in the world. Oh, it jumped. Where is it? Where should we go? This is the part where I ramble. So
Jenna, here's the mug I was talking about.
Yes, that's my favorite. That's the first piece
mug.
of. It's the first piece of Marassi merch. Jenna stuff that I purchased. I can't talk anymore. It's okay. She'll forgive me. Ooh, outlining. Prepping for Nano. I'm kidding. I only said it like that because Stieg and I are friends, so he knows I'm not actually judging him. Yes, like the stream. Thank you. I thought you were going to be working on Nightmare Before Christmas for a moment, and I was like, what? But Nightmare Story sounds cool. Hey, hey. A worthy endeavor. I hope you get much reading done during sprints and whatnot. It is a very awesome read. I highly recommend to everybody if you want to buy the Saviors.
Highly recommend.
Audiobook is in the works. Ugh, I feel you, Ree. I feel you. I know who you are, Jay. You used to have that display picture in Cyborg Central at some point, so I've always recognized you. Yes.
I have Sasha Black merch too.
No, CB, we do not want the laptop to casually catch fire. Ooh, yes. This also reminds me. Thank you, Jenna. So right now, I have planned for the 28th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to do a celebratory stream for 200 and 300 subs, and maybe if I hit 400 before then, 400 subs, and I hope to possibly have the 100 sub video out before then. It's a goal. We will see. Yes, thank you, Jenna. I'm very excited. I was actually kind of stuck in between a certain number. Like last month, it kept bouncing between like 365 and 367. It would like go up and then down and then up and then down. And I'm like, is somebody just subbing and unsubbing to fuck with me? What's going on now? And it was like that for like 4 weeks. So I'm very excited that it's not doing that anymore. I'm like, yes. Woohoo! Oh yes, so Jay is someone I know from Cyborg Central. They are a goblin. That is what you prefer, Jay? Yes. And they will be doing like myths and I was about to say myths and mythology, lore, legends, stuff like that on their channel. So I'm really looking forward to it. I will have to sub during the first sprint. Hello, hello. I think you're new. I don't recognize you. I think you're known as Queef too.
Hopefully, anyway.
And seeing people being excited for me, and I am excited that they are excited. God, Chris, get the look. He has a favorite cat, and he favors this cat above the other cats and ignores the actual hierarchy of the house. I know it's a thing, and it's a bitch, and it needs to fuck off. Yes, the mug. That is my favorite mug. It's also the mug that Roxy keeps stealing, so now I just have to use the fuck off mug with the roses. I have like 4 or 5 Jenna mugs now.
I was trying to find my notebook that I got from Sasha's shop. A bunch of shit fell off of my desk in like avalanche style. So I'm like, where did I know I had it?
Relatable. It's fine. It can all be picked up. So much judgment, Stieg. So much.
I still had my door trying to open, and so just like, fell, and I shouted out, and Joe's like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "Nothing. I just have to make that."
Oh no. You should like attend to that. I had to stop myself before I started going into mom mode and telling you how to take care of your hand. I'm sure you can take care of your hand. The fuck off mug is so pretty. I love it so much. I like contrasting imagery like that, and excuse me, just one of the many things Jenna and I have in common. They are like a really nice thick glass. So, like, I'm not so concerned about if it gets knocked off a table, which is one of the reasons I use them a lot. And even if, like I've had cups with that kind of glass before, so even if it did end up breaking somehow, I'm not worried about it, like, shattering into a million tiny pieces. It'll most likely break off in hefty chunks. So I'm, like, so happy about those. Yes, weird-ass soul twins. I actually made a picture for Jenna and me that says weird ass soul twins on it. Look, you. I was very concerned about your shoulder. She DM'd me one day and she's like, I think I messed up my shoulder. She's like, I messed up my shoulder. And I'm like, how okay are we? I need to know just how mom mode or not mom mode I need to go right now. And she's like, I'm fine. It's okay. It just hurts. I mean, that's fair when they're not your own small children. Inconceivable. It's not like it's in my branding or anything. That would be weird. All right, so
I instantly wanted to quote Princess Bride right there. So
it's inconceivable. You keep on
Hold
using
on a
that
second, I
word.
lost sound again.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
It's one of my favorite things. That's what I say to my sisters now. Or, like, not now, but when we were, like, growing up when we were kids. Because, like, me and both my sisters are dyslexic. And one of the lesser known traits of dyslexia is that it messes with your verbal communication. And so, like, we would literally, like, my Tabby said frustrated instead of flustered or frustrated since she was a kid. And I always thought she did it on purpose. Then we're, like, driving around the year before, and I said frustrated, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you just used that word. And she's like, no, I didn't. I said frustrated. And I'm like, no, you said frustrated. And she's like, this entire time I thought I was using a different word. So we used to, like, use that quote on each other all the time. It's just, I do not think that word means what you think it means. So
When my sister was little, she used to say Gulf, of course.
Gulf, of course. I was dammy for many a year. Many a year I was dammy. And at some point when one of my cousins became, like, aware that damn was, like, a curse word, and that he could, if his parents were coming, and he'd be like, damn me, would like to see her soon. And it's like, you think you slick. Yep, it's a lot of people just, and I'm gonna do a video on this. I'm gonna, like, briefly touch on dyscalculia and dysgraphia. I don't know a whole lot about them. I'm going to do some research and just touch on the fact that they exist and what their definitions are. But I'm going to go in depth with dyslexia and how it affects me and how that pertains to my writing. And then a follow-up video about writing tips for dyslexics in general that I hope will help, because dyslexia, as with many disorders, is on a spectrum. So it affects different people different ways. And I find that nobody I know who doesn't have it or doesn't know somebody who has it realizes it messes with you verbally. And also, migraines and brain fog can mess with with just your communication, period. So that means whenever I have brain fog, the dyslexia goes into overdrive. It's like, oh, you thought you knew vocabulary. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Oh, no.
I didn't want to say that while you guys are talking. It's just been sitting there like it won't come out.
I hate that
You're
feeling.
good. Hopefully the sneeze comes soon. I just can't. I mean, that's fair too. That's fair too. Hey, welcome. I always welcome latecomers. It's fine. All right, we're about 16 minutes in. Oh, I will have to end this stream around 2 hours because Chris had some caffeine a little too late last night, so he didn't really sleep well at all. So I am taking over bedtime so he can get some sleep early tonight.
Sounds
so,
good.
Yes, we will have to. I will have to definitely make sure I pay attention. Holy, what? Why do I have 9? Oh, that's why. It was like my phone goes 999 messages, and I'm like, what? Why? How? No. What am I doing? I'm looking on my phone for the sprint timer, which is on the computer. Anybody who's like, yes, Sam's an excellent organizer and a Virgo and all of these things. I just watch my live streams. I just persevere. That's all. We're gonna do 20 minutes. I just typed in the wrong name to search for a thing. This is now going to be my default timer for the start of streams. We got a new security system, and every time somebody leaves the house, it's like, you got a package. And I'm like, I mean, I guess I can consider my husband a package, but it's not new. All right. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I said go.
She said, I don't want to be cold.
And we're back. How did everybody do? I posted that we were live because I realized that I had not. And then I think I did about a third of critiquing.
I got about a half a page.
Cool.
I edited like 4 pages.
Cool. Chat, how'd you do?
Candy.
Ree left us because was not feeling good, so.
Mhm.
I put my Silver Air playlist on, and like 2/3 of that playlist are just rock songs or just upbeat or high energy songs and stuff. So, looking at the time,
songs or
I'm
just
echoing
upbeat
somewhere.
or high energy songs and stuff. So
Okay. But yeah, so what was probably playing, judging from the timestamp, though, was KDA's "The Baddest." So it's their new one. Well, Candy, that is perhaps because it was not a fish race. Woohoo! 288 words on the outline, 373 words. Yeah, I presume this means that you figured out your topic to script as well. 18 words and some outlining. Yeah. Why you gotta jump like that? Chat. Here we go. Food arrived. Woohoo! 3 pages of edits into the computer. Nice.
It's not echoing anymore.
Yeah.
I figured out I'm an idiot. I had the live playing in another tab, and I didn't realize it because it was muted before, and then it started playing, and I just heard everything back to back. I was like, "What is going on?"
I just knew I was answering a question, and suddenly I was hearing me, and I was like, that should not be.
Yeah, I was very confused, but it's fixed now.
Cool 43. Yeah, planning is good. Then the echo appeared, but it's vanquished now. We're good. Somebody said hi to Steek. Outlined a video. It's gonna be chaotic. Fun times. 195. Yeah. Video editing during sprints and filling out my planner during chats. Cool. 0 word was eating lunch. Lunch is also important. 10 tips for writing first drafts. Ooh. I really enjoy when Jenna does videos like that because a lot of the time it's just kind of an ego pat for me. I'm like, yes, I'm doing things right. Cool. Then I move on.
Whenever I see those, I'm like, okay, I do that. I do that. That's a bad thing. Let's change that.
But then it's also the 10 habits or 10 old habits or things like that. And I'm like, there was a time. There was a time. But it's fine. That's what happens. You go through the phases, the stages. Woo! Chapter 6. Oh, you have met Leather Daddy. I did not know many milestones. Just so everyone knows. I don't know a lot of chapter milestones in The Savior Sister, but I distinctly know
Leather Daddy.
That Leather Daddy is in chapter 5 because I was on Jenna's street team and she was like, should I do a 3 or a 5 chapter teaser? And she listed all of her reasons. And one of her reasons was that Talos comes in chapter 5. And I was like, the world must know of Leather Daddy. And she laughed. And she's like, I didn't even, yes. That's why there was a 5 chapter. And
I got up to chapter 7 last night, so I have also met Leather Daddy.
Yes, he's great. I love him. I probably love his nickname about as much as I love him, but that's fine. I love him a lot. I was going to say something else, and then I forgot it. I was revising, so no word count. I did make the Dreamcast for the... Okay, so when I don't have word counts, when I'm doing things like critiquing or editing or revising, I just go by page. It's like I did a 3rd page. I did a half page. I did a full page. I feel like that's better than like worrying about the fact that there was no word count, because like there was still progress. You still did things. That's if you need to measure it like I do, because I have to measure it to make myself feel productive. I know the exact. It is 10,400 words. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
What if that was 10,400th word and you just guessed? And that's what you have here.
That would be amazing. And we will always thank you. I appreciate you, Sam. Wouldn't have wanted to miss that. Thank you. I'm trying to do a writing TikTok. Ooh, interesting. Yes, indeed. Oh, did I forget to put the break timer on? Hold on. I have to put the break timer. Well, the multi-timer's up, so we're using that. Anybody who has children that you need like multiple timers for, there's a free app. It's just called the multi-timer. I've got like 4 different timers up there right now. One's for Michael, one's for Roxy, one's for Gabe. It's like they get an hour to like game on the laptops with their aunts once a week. So, but they like start at different times sometimes. So I'm like, always, all the time, to be honest. It's like it is like my thing, and yet I still forget it, but it's okay. I generally pay attention to what time the sprint stops. So sometimes nobody realizes I forgot the break timer, and it's fine. Ooh, monkey bread during the leather daddy discourse. No, I appreciate it. Enjoyed it. Yes, good. There's more I want to say, but I know that like there are people who haven't finished it, and it's been out for like less than a month, so I'm just like holding back. Also, I know spoilery things for future things, so sometimes I have to be like, what happened at TSC? I'm very excited for things to come. One day will come when Sam remembers to put the break timer on. I remember more often than I forget. Thank you very much. Shade throw. I think I'm out of drink again. I used to, when I lived with my parents' house, I just had like a pint glass. And that's just what I would drink out because I'm a thirsty person. Like,
That's when I had my daughter.
Yes.
30 ounces.
Okay. I was like, I don't know how big that is for scale. Was it last stream? It was either last stream or a recent stream when Chris brought me a drink, and he just brought me a cup that was literally as big as my head. And I still ran out before the end of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a video where I talk about like some of my writing habits, and one of them is just drinking, just always drinking.
Yeah, I don't drink enough water, so I'm trying to.
This water is
getting
important.
early horse cramps really bad, so that's when I know I'm dehydrated.
There was a thing. Chris and I were watching like Kitchen Nightmare, and one of the people was getting a lot of stress cramps. And he was like, have them drink a kind of juice, which like is supposed to legitimately help with stress cramps. And I'm just like, whatever kind of juice it was, I drank it a lot as a kid. And I'm like, is that why I didn't have stress cramps until I was older? Because I stopped drinking the juice? Pickle juice, I think it was.
Ooh.
That's my reaction too, except she showed it.
Yes, it was pickle juice. Make that 2 half melted pops. No, I think I have Coke because of my migraine. It's like the one time I drink a lot of sodas when I have a migraine. Why am I looking in the cup I just drank? I don't know what I'm drinking. Hydrate before you dihydrate. I like that one. That's a 2-course meal. I'm pretty sure I knew what we were watching. I just sometimes am vague on purpose because I'm lazy. Yes, the emails are vanquished.
Yeah, I'll get a Charlie horse cramp in the middle of the night, and I'll like try not to wake up Joe, but I'm like clutching my leg, like, and he still wakes up, like, what's wrong? Like, get me water, please.
I will get a random cramp in my foot sometimes, like when I go to stretch out my toes, and then I just feel it through my foot, and I'm like, why? Foot, why hast thou betrayed me? It doesn't happen often, though. What are they doing up there?
Yeah, if I move my toes a certain way, it sends my foot into a cramp like 80% of the time. It's not fun.
You should avoid moving your
Doing
toes.
that, yeah.
Sorry, in the middle of my sentence, I had like propped my foot up on something, and then I touched something fuzzy, and I was like, "The fuck is that?" It's a cat. It's a cat. The cat was there first, and now they're like, "What?" If the cramp is joint related, it could be a potassium deficiency. Yeah, bananas.
We have a tiny woman who wants to survive.
So excited.
I know that cold.
We have a baby.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. Middle of the night, Charlie horses can be vanquished by pulling your knee up to your chest and putting your leg in the air. Also, if you can stand, putting your foot flat on the floor helps. Cool. What about for foot cramps? Is there anything for foot cramps, or do I just have to suck it up on the rare event that they happen? Two-handed wave. She is ready to guest host. She is prepared.
Maybe later.
This is our new guest host, Anna. She'll be running all of the streams. I mean, chats, sprints. Who knows? That's why she's in charge.
What do you have to say?
Yes. Well stated. Well stated.
And that's Joe. That's my husband.
Anna is CB's fave guest host. Artemis will feel this betrayal deeply for the end of her days, CB. Wattpad Block Party Halloween special for anybody who does Wattpad things.
Before she throws my book.
Yes.
Okay.
She is.
Bye-bye.
I have to see which fur ball I'm touching because I can't tell by my touching them.
You want me to kiss?
Ah, it is Freyr.
Mwah. Okay. I'm better.
Hey, ninja! Sorry, I needed to know which cat I was touching because there's Balder and Freyr are actually brothers, and so their fur feels almost identical. And I was like, which one are you? Which cat? Is that Eros? Yeah, he's still there. Hello. He's like, I am sleeping and ignoring the children whom are screaming. It's to anybody who can hear them and or is bothered by it, I apologize. I don't know what mayhem they are up to, but I think they're just scaring each other to scare each other. Why, thank you. Thank you. We actually just had a conversation about the dogs' names in I forget which chat room, but we were talking to somebody about naming their pet. And yes, I know who. I'm being vague on purpose in case they don't want the world to know. Sorry, my husband walked out. But yeah, we were talking about naming pets and everything and pet nicknames. And I'm like, I don't even know if Nabby and Vi know their real names. And Stieg was like, they have other names. And I'm like, yes. Vi is short for Elvira and Nabby is Naburu. But I only call Nabby Naburu when she's like in trouble because she won't do a thing. I'll be like, Naburu. And then she's all like, who you talking to, mother? Because that ain't me. And I'm like, mm-hmm. But trying to say Elvira, like, chastisingly doesn't work the same way. So. I see people saying hi.
Like when you use the middle name with the kids.
Ooh, pie. Yes. I'm actually, for everybody who likes my writing videos and whatnot, I'm doing character naming this week. And one of my sections I go into is nicknames and middle names and such. So I'm very much enjoying it. Like when your parents use your middle name, yes. See, for me, my name is Samantha Lynn. And so, like, but my grandma would call me Sammy Lynn when other Samanthas were around or and such, or she'd just call me Lynn. So hearing like Sammy Lynn or anything like that doesn't bother me. But when she'd be like, Samantha Lynn, I'd be like, oh, we got the whole name out. Like, okay, I didn't do it, but all right.
We
Well,
took a family
hopefully we can
vacation
move
once. We
Oh,
went
go
down
ahead.
to the Keys on a family vacation, and we took my sister's best friend Carolyn with us, and she goes by Carey. So if my mom would say Carey, and we'd both look up like, what? Like, no, Carolyn.
I know my mom is mad when she uses my entire name. It's the whole thing. Or when they cycle through names and suddenly I become Amber, Nikki, Tabitha, Fedora, Zachary, Sean, and I'm like, oh God, you're getting the whole generation out. So that's when I knew.
Yeah.
My
When Joe and I
parents-
started getting serious, my mom wanted to know his middle name in case she had to resort to it. Because he was becoming one of the kids. So
My parents never used my middle name when I was in trouble. If they said my name, period, I was probably in trouble. That's fair. Very fair. I love naming my kids. So do I. I find it like super fun and it's like relatively easy for me. It may take hours sometimes while I'm like researching and stuff, but I don't find it actually difficult. I'm just like, I might have two names I'm debating between, and then I like talk to my friends who give me their opinions. And I know sometimes when I ask my friends and they're like, oh, well, I like this one. I'm like, then I'll go with that one. It's not because like I am going with their opinion. It's just that I genuinely liked these names equally, and I just needed somebody to tip my scale for me. So I do that somewhat frequently. My half-sister's other half-sister separated sides is Aubrey, and it just confuses many a person. Aubrey and Aja. Yes, I could see that. Mine's always first name and middle name when I was in trouble, never last name. See, we didn't go by last name because the vast majority of us just all had the same last name, so everybody was that.
well, my mom also had to use the middle names for my sister and my husband because we both married Joes. So we needed another differentiation.
My dad's name and my husband's name is both Christopher. And so both of them will like to mess with my mom when she says Christopher, because she never calls my husband Christopher. She just calls him Chris. And she never actually refers to my dad by name most of the time. I think I actually inherited that habit from her because I never actually refer to my husband by name. It's always just a nickname or a term of endearment. So like in the rare event that she will say Christopher, they will both answer. And she'll be like, you know, I didn't mean you. And they're like, but did I? But did I? Also, I feel this, Jessica. One of the, that's the thing that I'm going to talk about is growing up where I did in the 90s. There were no less than 3 out of 5, or 3 to 5 girls in every single one of my classes named Samantha. So I have had many a nickname. But Samantha can also be broken down a lot. You could go with Sam, Sammy. You could do what I did in my French class, and I went by Samuel or Samuel. And then my grandfather would call me. It started out as Sammy's Mule, but over time got shortened to Samuel. So it's a lot of fun ways to shorten things now. Yeah. I love naming things. Indeed. First, full first name and my heart stops. Sounds like you got in trouble a lot. Oh. That's not the one I meant to click on. Right? It's just something about it. See, my kids don't get that though, because I just call Michael Michael. So it's looks with us. When I give them a look, they know. My mom would use my nickname unless I was in trouble, then just use my name. Yeah. My dad was a toss-up. Maybe, maybe not. Kenneth is a name that we have a lot in our family. My great-great-grandfather was a Kenneth. My grandfather is a Kenneth. I have an uncle Kenneth. I have a cousin Kenneth. That's the family name that gets passed down.
Stephen was a big one in mine.
Yeah, Mandy, Mantha, to be like, those ones aren't ones that I was ever called, but I could see them. I'm on the other end of that. Not another soul with my gift. Well, ain't you a lucky goblinoid? All right, so that was the break timer. What kind of timer do we want this time?
Doing it, Jay.
I'm gonna go with spooky because it's October. Ooh, I like this one. Haven't used this one yet. No, you're not allowed to have sound. I have things to listen to. Oh, I saw Halloween. Night. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, yes. And we're back.
There you go.
How did everybody do?
That was a very fast 20 minutes.
It feels like it sometimes. Jesse told me that he will be right back. He's got to let his dogs out. All right, so how did everybody do? I got another couple of paragraphs done, and then my mods needed my attention, and so did Fox for thumbnails. So, woohoo! Productive 20 minutes.
I got to the back of the sheet of paper.
Ooh, yeah. I just ran out of drink, and I am not happy. So after this sprint, after this break, we will do one more sprint, and then I have to shut us down for the night. I'm back. My computer crashed. Well, welcome back. Sorry it crashed. I have a TikTok. I'm doing writing TikToks if you want to follow me. There's, yes, for those who have TikTok, because it just been downloaded before. It's like they can't download it anymore, right?
I have a hard enough time keeping track of the social media platforms I'm on, so not adding another one.
I have been planning. It's fine. I got 1 of 7 points done in my video. Oh, yeah. 1.5 handwritten pages done. Woohoo. I didn't write works, but I did talk shit about crappy husbands and dads. Woohoo. I think so, yeah. I finished revisions on the chapter I was working on. 1 more left to go tonight. We saw promo. Woohoo. TikTok is back on the App Store because Walmart bought it. Oh, good to know. I had it to like stalk some people, and then I uninstalled it because I didn't actually use it. And then I wanted to stalk more people, and I'm like, taking away a stalking tool. I love the I simultaneously love and hate the shitty parent trope, because I like it when it's like done well, but then I also like hate it when it's the main character's parents. But then when it's the villain, I'm just like, ah. Like Vrontes. I'm like, I love him. I adore him. He's like one of my favorite antagonists. He's a bad dad though. But I'm like, I understand why. So I love him. He just falls into the mixed feels trope. Villainize a shitty parent. There we go. That's what it is. I love when a shitty parent is villainized. Thank you, Jenna. Which is why I love Vrontes. Sorry, my like brain fog. I was like, you had something you were gonna say, and I'm like, but what was it? But what was it?
I'm going to try and read chapter 7 of TSS tonight. So maybe chapter 8. We'll see how long it takes to get Squirt to bed.
You're very welcome. That's like, so when I read TSC, I don't remember what part I got to it, but I think it's like really towards the beginning. I think Tobias is talking to you, Kana, and there's a part where it's either in the narrative or the dialogue. It's been really long, so forgive me if I get how this information I got out, but they mentioned that he was so upset when the savior that was his wife died that he cut out the assassin's tongue. And I was like, well, that's like, you cut out somebody's tongue if you don't want him to say something. So from that moment, I suspected him. I was like,
that didn't hit me until my second reread. And I'm like, wait.
I was like, I don't know about this king now. And that is in part because my dad taught me stuff like that as a kid. So I was just like, yeah. I love an evil parent. Yes. I love the older shitty. I cannot. I will forgive a shitty parent before I forgive a shitty older sibling because I am the oldest sibling and I will judge them. I will judge them so bad. I'm like, how the fuck dare you? That is not how you're supposed to treat your siblings. But like a parent, I'll just be like, yeah.
I'm the oldest too.
There are 3 on TikToks. Which one? Stay safe. As one does. I don't know. Maybe I'm being dramatic. My younger sister and I have always had such a close relationship that yeah, see, that's how I feel about it. Like my sisters and I, there was a part when we drifted for a while, but it's largely because of our age difference because I'm 5 years older than my middle sister and 6 years older than my younger sister. So like there was just this time where when I moved to Florida and, you know, they were teens, so they were doing their own thing that we drifted for a bit, but then like as when I came back, we just kind of picked up and yeah, like I just can't. I can't with the shitty older sibling. I can deal with a shitty younger sibling because it's like not my role, I think is what it is. I think I take it personally because it's my role. But yeah. Oh, Jesse is taking his dog's potty, as I said. Is also the evil king. Yes. I am the older sibling too. That was the oh. I couldn't remember if you're older or if your brother was older or younger than you. But that's like the antagonist in the Silver Air. He is also a horrible dad, so it's like I do it too. To be fair, it is a little hard to read sarcasm in text unless it's like super obvious. It's okay, Candy. My TikTok exists, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what it says or what it's called. Oh, excuse me. I have no idea when Jesse will be back. So I feel a little bad, but he had to take care of his dogs. For anybody who didn't hear, our next sprint will be our last sprint of the night. I wrote a nice stepmom because my mom was tired of evil stepmom tropes from being a stepmom and having a good relationship. Yes. The shade. The shade. Yeah, I'm not a huge, I mean, I am and I'm not. For me, a lot, and I mean a lot of tropes just boil down to execution, because sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I don't like the idea of this trope, and then I'm like, oh, but wait, I really love how it was executed in XYZ. So I'm like, no, it's actually fine. So I don't like the overuse of an evil step-parent, because I know a lot of step-parents that are actually better parents than biological parents, so. If you knew me, you would read all my messages in sarcastic. This is fair. Woo, 500 words. When my sister and I were kids and sharing Skittles, she took the purple and greens, I took the orange and reds, and we shared the yellows. Sounds like a very balanced way, unless like your bag of Skittles had way more of one color than the other. My kids do a similar thing. Gabriel loves the purple ones. Michael will eat all the greens. I'm like, keep going to take a drink, but it's empty. It's empty. So, like, if y'all see me disappear during the sprint, don't worry. He will keep you company while I refill my drink. Excuse you. Nobody told you to turn around. He's like, I was sleeping, mother.
We had an orange tabby for a while.
Oh, excuse me.
There was a retreat house that my parents went to for a picnic when my dad was studying to be a deacon, and the priest that lived there fed stray cats. This little kitten started following my sister around, and she was feeding it watermelon. And then it wouldn't leave her alone, so she talked my parents into bringing it home.
We have always had at least one black cat in the house, and then all the other cats could be any color of the rainbow.
I want a black cat again.
Stieg said I once stabbed my brother in the thigh with a fork because he took the last popcorn in a bowl. I had anger issues. So, fun fact, we had a Thanksgiving dinner when I was like 9 or 10. And I had a great uncle who said that he would steal my baked beans off of my plate. And I told him if he did that, I would stab him. And he was like, "You're not going to stab me." And I'm like, "Try it." And so he tried, and I drew blood. I stabbed him with my fork so hard. And he like howled, and he looked at my mom, and he's like, "Are you just going to let her do that?" And my mom was like, "She told you no. You tried to take her food. She warned you. This is your fault." And I was just like, and I got a different fork, and I ate my food. But I was just like, "Don't touch my food." My sisters and I would often get into slap wars, and it was a bit unfair because I was much older than them. And I have a very specific technique for catching the air. So I would leave welts on my sister's legs, and I would be unharmed. And so rightfully, my mother was upset by this, and I got in trouble for it. So yes, older siblings can.
I still have a very faint scar on my shoulder blade. I think it was this side. My sister and I shared rooms until I was about 16, and then we built a room for me in the basement. Probably because of this incident. I didn't want her to come in the bedroom, even though it was both of ours. So I was trying to block the door, and she charged at it, and I lost my grip, and I fell back, and our nightstands had very pointed corners, and I hit the nightstand and cut my shoulder blade. Oh, and I ripped my shirt.
So Stieg
was after that, my parents were like, "You need your own room."
Stieg was like, "I also got a scar by my left eye by chasing him around the living room with a knife. This, sir, is called karma." That's what happened there. Sammy also doesn't spell her name with a Y. She spells it with an I, sir. But I will share food. You don't steal from me, was the moral of the story. You ask. Because that's what I was taught. I was taught consent, and like we were all taught consent and to respect consent. And yes, you talk shit, you get hit. It wasn't specifically about the beans. It was just about the fact that it was mine, and he didn't ask me. Because then my aunt, his wife, asked me for some beans, and I told her, like, I gave her a look and said that the pan was right there, but she could taste mine if she really wanted. To which they were like, "You're gonna let your daughter sass us like that?" And my mom was just like, "Y'all are asking her some really stupid shit, so." You can thank my mother. Welcome back. You can thank my mother's encouragement for this lovely attitude that I have.
Yeah, Buddy does this thing where he sniffs. He wants out really bad to go to poop, and he sniffs around for 10 minutes before actually doing it.
Have to find the right spot.
So that's why it took so long. Yes, exactly.
Oh, like from Friends. Yes, I know of that, but I have not yet seen it. Yeah, that happens. Like siblings fight. It's just normal. Not all siblings fight, but a lot of siblings fight. It's really just kind of about teaching them when it's too far and when to just like separate.
When my best friend's boys were a little younger, they would kind of like bear wrestle. And they'd be giggling the whole time until somebody took it a little too far, and then tears were shed. And then it's like, all right.
All right. So we are going. This is going to be our final sprint of the night. So I'm going to find another timer. After this, I'm going to have to get off like lickety split because I'm taking care of the kids' bedtime. Oh, excuse me.
Okey-dokey.
I just heard one of my children yell, "No, I've got to go poop! Run away!" Do I want to know? Do I want to know? All right. So 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome back. So I got another couple paragraphs in, and then I was distracted by conversations about people's penises, but it's fine. That's fine. I'm glad everyone seems
An
to
elephant
enjoy.
seals.
I think
I too was distracted by said penises and got one paragraph done.
I got halfway through this page and I was distracted by the dogs.
yeah, like with many
Also, Anna's
distracting.
fighting that time.
Aw. Well, like with any distracting timer, y'all, I just, for the most part, look up the timers, like, right before I use them, and then I give them a thumbs up if chat seemed to enjoy them, or just when I remember. So, yeah. I am glad you enjoy them. I made the first one I used tonight, which I have a 30-minute, 20-minute, 15-minute, and a 10-minute timer, if anybody wants to use those. I hope to make more. Oh, well, welcome, welcome. That was the final sprint for the night. I forgot to put up the final sprint banner, but I will be closing down after I finish skimming chat for a second. But yeah, on Mondays, I host these live streams starting at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, generally ending between 9 and 10 Central Standard Time. So you're catching toward the end of it now. But we hope to see you in future sprints. I'm sorry the dogs were distracting. I just realized you said that. Don't die, Jesse. You have so much to live for. Stieg almost killed Jenna's laptop. Well, CB, they had to like make sure that you didn't get FOMO just watching all of the dogs. Yes, this is what people come here for. Like my quotes that they can take out of context and use how they please. The thing, it refreshed. Ooh, congrats on finishing revising. Ooh, chapter 7. All right, so as I said earlier in the stream, I tried to make sure that we shut down pretty as close to 9 as possible because I'm going to be handling kid bedtime. So, co-host, go ahead, do your outros. The cup is empty, damn it.
I'm Jesse or Queef in Cyborg Central. I was trying to edit, but it didn't work out too well. But that's okay. There's plenty of time. I'm a fantasy writer. You can find me linked below. I have Twitter and Instagram on there.
I'm being surrounded by cats all of a sudden.
I'm Carey. I'm a urban fantasy writer. I've been working on book 3 of my series. I'm trying to fast draft as much of the series as I can. And I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram mostly.
All right. And yes, thank you. Please, if you enjoyed it, if you want to help support the channel, do give us a like. And this is my channel. I am Writing Mom Samantha L. Nasset. I host these write-in live streams every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sometimes we also have Let's Talks. I'm not going to be having any of those maybe for the rest of the year. I don't know, at least through November. I also post videos about mom things, writer things, and writer-parent things on Wednesdays. And I have a Ko-Fi, which I'm trying to use to earn Ko-Fi Gold. And then I can do like early videos for people who subscribe to that, which would be cool. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Hope the writing sprints helped, and hope to see you soon.